We're still on the topic of moneyness. Let's take a look at it on an actual option chain. I hope this will help to illustrate the point easier when you see it on the chain. The option chain is the dashboard for seeing available options for your stock. It is usually grouped by the expiration date and then by the strike prices, usually in ascending order. Please note that different brokerages will have their own ways to display option chains. This is a general representation of an option chain sorted by the strike price in ascending order, and this is all for the same expiration date. And we'll use the left chart as a guide or reference on moneyness. My apologies for the bunched up wording here. For some reason, Google slides bunched up. It does not look like this on edit mode, but it is clearly saying strike price. So this stock is currently trading at $4,000 right now, the stock on the open market. So right away, the calls and the puts that have a strike price of 4,000 are at the money. Again, at the money options is when the strike price is near the stock price. For calls, they're in the money when the current stock price is greater than the strike prices. Calls in the money, stock price greater than strike price. So all the calls here with the 3,500 and 3,750 strike prices are in the money because the current stock price of $4,000 is greater than these strike prices. So these calls are in the money. The calls are out of the money when the current stock price is less than the strike prices. So the calls with the 4,250 and 4,500 strike prices are out of the money because the stock price is below the strike prices. And then for puts, they are out of the money. Puts out of the money when the stock price is greater than the strike price. So the puts with their 3,500 and 3,750 strikes are out of the money because the current stock price is greater than the strike prices. And then the puts are in the money when the stock price is less than the strike price, right? So the puts with the 4,250 and 4,500 strike prices are in the money because the strike prices are greater than the current stock price of 4,000. Again, hopefully that's easy for you to see the point using this chart here as a reference. On the bottom, we have the actual option chain on the TD Ameritrade's Thinkorswim platform. Again, the option chain will look different depending on the brokerage you use, but they will display the same information. Here are the options expiring for December 23, 2022. All of these are grouped by expiration, so all of these are for that same expiration date. And then you see the strike column here. These are the different strikes, and they are sorted in ascending order. And then to the left, they show the calls. These are the calls, the prices for the calls at these strike prices. And on the right, they have the puts. So these are the option premium or prices for the puts with these strike prices. And at the moment of the snapshot, the price of the stock was $149.87. And this is Tesla, by the way. So that since the stock price is 149.87, the strike with the 150 is at the money. Again, at the money means the stock price is equal to the strike price. In Thinkorswim, we actually highlight what's in the money and what's out of the money. What's in purple is in the money, and so these puts here are in the money, and these calls are in the money. And then not highlighted in black are out of the money. So these down here are out of the money calls, and these are out of the money puts. Similar to this generalization up here. And then again, just using this chart as a reference, you can see why these calls are in the money, why this one is at the money, and then why these calls down here are out of the money. And then for the puts, these are out of the money, like up here, and about this one is probably the one that's at the money. And then, I'm sorry, so these are out of the money, right? These are puts are out of the money, so they're actually, we're talking about here. And then for puts that at the money is probably this one, the 152.5. And then all of these are in the money. So it would be this scenario right here, where the strike prices are greater than the current stock price of 149. So hopefully this helps you to visualize it and see it and grasp it easier by looking at the option chain. And again, it will differ depending on the brokers you use. Personally, I recommend Thinkorswim. That's the platform that I mainly trade on. I think it's intuitive. It was designed by Options Trader and it's for Options Trader.